Trickling in that the roof of the nuclear reactor has reportedly collapsed. Well, Japanese state TV has shown pictures of an apparent explosion at the Fukushima nuclear power plant. The latest that we're hearing is that the roof of the reactor has collapsed. So radiation levels there are said to have increased rapidly, and the plant has been facing a meltdown after the 8.9 magnitude earthquake hit the country on Friday. Well, let's go back to our correspondent, Ivor Bennett, who is in Moscow for us. Hi there again, Ivor. Can you just give us the latest from Tokyo?
As you said there, the latest is that they've said that the roof of the reactor has actually collapsed, and that's again suggesting that there has indeed been this explosion. We've seen the pictures. The explosion looks very powerful there. The plume of smoke is rising into the sky, and also we've heard that one of the four walls of the reactor has also collapsed. Now, the government is clearly worried that of the potential chance for nuclear meltdown there at the reactor. So they've just issued a warning and advice to people, if they are in the area, in the vicinity, to cover their mouth and nose so as to not inhale any of the radioactive particles. Also, they should cover up any exposed skin, and then avoid tap water as well at the moment. Such is the level of precaution here. Another report's just been issued on Japanese television is that officials measured the level of radiation at the entrance to the plant about 2.5 hours ago, and they said that if you'd spend an hour there, then you'd receive as much radiation as you would do normally in a year in that time. So to begin with, though, they were saying that the radiation levels were 20 times the normal level. Western media after that actually were saying that radiation had risen to 1,000 times the normal level.
Okay, Ivor, can you just tell us, given all that's happening, what are the possible consequences? Is radiation really the main and the number one concern of the government right now there in Tokyo?
It seems like, yeah, given this advice, this health warning to people nationwide even, they've evacuated people from the area, 51,000 in the 3-kilometer radius of that nuclear reactor in Fukushima. And that's just 160 miles north of Tokyo. So it's actually surprisingly close. Japan is a very small country. It takes just a couple of hours to get across most of the country with the bullet trains. But here in the capital, the situation, the feeling on the ground is that it's actually eerily quiet. People aren't around on the street. There isn't widespread panic, as you may expect. It seems that streets are empty. Maybe people have left already.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Ivor, for the latest from Tokyo at the moment. Now, again, just to remind you, the breaking news we have this hour, at least 4 people have been injured following a reported explosion near the Fukushima Daiichi power plant in Japan. That's to the northeast of the country, and there are fears of a possible meltdown. The Nuclear Safety Commission had been fearing a possible meltdown after the cooling systems broke down. Radioactivity level is said to have risen 20 times, and it's reported that the outer structure of one of 4 buildings of the plant is no longer there. Now, we have been receiving pictures, as you can see on your screens, of white smoke coming from the Fukushima plant. But again, it's still unclear where exactly within the plant this has occurred, why it has happened. Of course, we have been keeping a close eye since the government had issued a state of emergency on the plant after cooling systems stopped functioning after the 8.9 earthquake struck Friday afternoon in Japan. Again, white smoke coming from the plant. Reports that the roof of the reactor has collapsed. There are reports that the outer wall has also collapsed. But now we're seeking answers and details as to exactly what has occurred. Now, the government spokesman is giving a press conference. Hopefully he will address the issue, the pressing matter right now. We are all wanting to get information as to exactly what occurred. As with